episode of Booze and Reviews. It's your boy, T-Roy.
No.
And your man's Critique.
Watch your mouth.
And your man, Mugu. Hey, we back with another episode of Booze and Reviews. I'm going to hit you with a blast from the past. Our movie today that we are reviewing is JD's Revenge.
Woo-hoo.
Now, lead actor is Glenn Turnman. And you might remember him in a movie that came out the year before this, which was a cult classic and a hot movie, Coolie High. And so, he goes off into this new movie with a whole different attitude, whole different premise and everything. I'll get an overview, and then I'm going to have my man Critique lead us off with the reviews. But for the most part, Glenn Turnman plays a law student that is burning the candle at both ends. He's going to school, he's working, he's trying to get his degree. Right. Through that time, he's getting a little stressed. Relationship things, life, all those things are starting to come up a little bit. He winds up going to one show, which is a hypnotist show. Now, this is in the great city of New Orleans. Now, down in New Orleans, they have probably all these shows going on all the time. He goes to a hypnotist show, and the lady basically comes out and hypnotizes everybody on stage. Glenn Turnman is one of them. During that time that he's on stage, something happens to him. And if you watch the movie, and we was talking about this before, I was like, which one of the times that his flashbacks that he had was probably the most ominous? And I felt like this one was the one. But without that saying, this student is taken over by the spirit of a gangster pimp from New Orleans that was done wrong. The idea of that his spirit was not cleansed before he passed. He couldn't pass. He had to come back and do something about it. And this is where Glenn Turnman's life changes in this movie greatly. And so the spirit wants to come back and get justice. That's his main thing. Or revenge. So, yeah, I'm going to let my man Critique start it off for us.
All right. Man, right off rip, man, I got to get this movie a full cup. I'm going to do a full cup because you can put it in the area of blaxploitation. Yeah. Okay, so at that point, I am measuring this movie in blaxploitation, in the category of blaxploitation, but of course, I'm always looking at, costume designers, key grip, production designer, who go get lunch, who is writing the script, which I think the writers, you ever get the feeling that cursive writing is just regular letters, but they just drunk? You ever get that feeling? I think that is what the writers of this movie did. It was blaxploitation, but it was also in the realm of this movie. It gave it a sense of, I would say, normality. Yeah, he was hypnotized, and at this time, what year was this movie made?
So this came out in 76.
76. Okay, who's thinking of a main character going to a show, being hypnotized, and then being hypnotized to the point to where somehow a dead soul creeps into this man's body? But Mugu he hits it right on the point. A person that's open to this, or a person that's vulnerable to this, is a law student, is somebody who's juggling a whole lot of stuff, somebody that's stressed out. Seems perfectly viable to me. So with that being said, there were certain scenes, I guess, when what was it? The head, one of the investigators, came home and JD was messing with his girl, and they the dialogue at that part was simply exquisite. It was something we can relate to. It was something that all of us would have said, whether we was either JD or the cop. Like those words were said. To the point that I don't know if you've seen this movie or not, but there was some things that was said that was so authentic. Like, yeah, I fucked your woman, but it wasn't the law student. It was JD. You have to get this. Please see this movie. The acting, and Glenn Turman was new on the scene. And don't forget, Lou Gossett Jr. is also in this movie, who plays a significant part, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And dang, and off topic, R.I.P. to Angie Stone, too. I could cut. Damn, we forgot to say that last week. But back to the movie. This, it was, the plot was very intricate. It kept you engaged. This movie will keep you engaged. There are some people that could say that black exploitation movies are all the same. No, not that there are. I can agree with you to a certain point, but not this one. This was so original. Yeah. And I give it a full cup. And the costume designer was on point. I love the costume. I love, especially when JD was in. Was it what
fully
was
came out?
Huh?
Fully came out.
Yeah. When he fully came out, I'm talking zoot suit. I'm talking zoot
got his hair permed up.
Man, I'm talking perms, dog. I'm talking
dress shoes,
attitudes. I'm talking Stacey. I'm talking wingtips.
Have you ever did that to your hat? You saw when he was snapping the corner.
Yeah.
I never saw that. I just paid attention.
Oh shit, JD.
All right, see, boy, JD here is talking about it.
I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to you, man, because obviously, I'm giving too much of the movie away. Yeah. JD, my bad player. Like I said, man, a full-fledged cup. I'm talking a cup to the top, like when you pour something, like when you pour a glass of pop, or to you Southern folks, you need it. When you pour a glass of soda and it's coming up to the top, you go do. I'm talking a full cup up to that point.
Oh yeah, coming over.
All aspects, dude. Full cup, and it's just too much. Like, I could say a lot about this movie. I'm gonna let everybody else get their reviews in, and then we'll go there. T-Ray, what you got?
Off top, I'm gonna also give it a full cup. Like Critique was saying, it's really hard to keep this in the realm of a blaxploitation movie. For me, it's more of a horror movie more than anything. We was talking about this off camera. I feel like whoever made, I think it was Ernest Dickerson that might have did Bones, but everybody that was involved in that movie with Snoop Dogg, they owe the people that did Jay's Revenge a royalty check. Because this movie is very a parallel to
that's what we
it's very relatable to like what they did with Bones. They definitely was inspired by Jay's Revenge. Glenn Turman, gotta give him his flowers. Cooley High, Jay's Revenge. I first seen him in Different World growing up. And
he Ralph Angel Daddy.
Yeah. And he was married to Aretha Franklin for a few years.
Yeah, he was.
He's deep in the game.
Played the mayor on The Wire, so
Yeah.
You know, so
forgot about that one.
Yeah, that's like the new bringing you up to date.
Yeah. So his catalog is definitely there. I love the storyline. I like how I like the setting. I went to New Orleans last year, so I really enjoyed seeing some of the stuff that you could tell that they really shot the movie in New Orleans,
which makes it even more believable. Like, what makes it more relatable. Like, in New Orleans, y'all know how they get down.
Yeah, definitely a full cup for me. Great acting. Lou Gossett Jr. did his thing. I'm not familiar with any other actors outside of Glenn Turman and Lou Gossett Jr. What about y'all?
Joanne Pringle.
Okay.
She's been in other movies.
Blaxploitation movies.
Yeah, she's done probably the gambit. I think she even made it to
Was that who played
daytime
the wife,
TV.
the girlfriend?
Yeah, that's who played the girlfriend
Okay.
of Terman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Joan Pringle. Yeah, she got into other stuff later on.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And that ain't the finest chick you to have. Remember, he was the general on a different world. And he got with Jaleesa.
Yeah, he was
Stallion, 6 foot.
older than him.
Yeah.
He older than her.
Mm-hmm. 6 footer.
Yeah. Man, I the scene that stood out to me. I remember toward the end he was dancing around with the razor. When they was the two brothers, Theophis and Luke Gossett Jr.'s character, trying to shoot each other.
Yeah.
And it just threw me off. That's one thing that threw me off. I was like, it's kind of bizarre. He was dancing around with his hand in his pocket with the red, like, kill that motherfucker. He was spinning around and everything. But
I'm on that.
he was a whole goon with that razor, though. Like, he was like Ninja Gaiden with that.
He was surgical with it.
Like, he got busy.
Yeah.
Boy,
But I remember toward the end, when the brother pulled the gun out, he reached for his razor. You got a gun, but I got this razor.
I will bring this razor to a gunfight anytime, is what JD said.
He was sick with that razor.
Yeah, don't let him get close.
Definitely a full cup. Definitely
sir.
recommend it. This is on Tubi. My first time seeing it, I should have seen it a long time ago because I'm a big fan of blaxploitation movies. But this was one I wish I would saw a long time.
Oh boy, this was in that right in that realm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. So, man, it's on me. So look, back up. So the relentless spirit of J.D. Walker takes over this man's body. And every time that like I said, the first time I felt was the most ominous one was when he was getting hypnotized.
Yeah.
And when you're getting hypnotized, you're supposed to just be following the voice of the person who's talking.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He had already cut that because he had his coat down and he was looking at the crowd. Now, Glenn Turman at this point, I don't know if it was younger, but his eyes, man, them shits is piercing. Mm-hmm. And he was just sitting there with the coat like this and he just staring. And nobody pay attention to that because she's talking to them, telling them, hey, telling them what to do. Like, hey, you're in a cold area.
Yeah, that's what
you hot. Okay. He was like this. He was like, man, I'm somebody else right now.
And what? Okay. I didn't want to interject, but at that point, when she was like, everybody's cold, what did you notice about Glenn Turman's character? He was sweating.
He was sweating. Yep.
He was sweating. Yep. Everybody else was shivering.
Yep.
Cold.
Yep.
That was, I don't know if you call it, foreshadowing? Mm-hmm. But he was sweating like a hooker in church. But everybody else was being cold. Everybody else wasn't sweating nowhere near hot.
Now I gotta watch it again.
That's it.
Yeah, I hadn't noticed that part. But
that's and then I think, that is, and then what T. Roy and I talked about off camera was basically that he basically got into this role so well. He got into this role. It's almost like he went into the streets and was like, was J.D. Walker a real person?
Yeah.
Let me find out where he went. And he got it, man. He just fucking got it.
Yeah.
Definitely. We gonna give it the trifecta, the full cup, and then I'm gonna put on a shot of what we got right here.
Woodford Reserve.
We got Woodford Reserve.
Only the
double
good shit
oaked.
for Booze and Review.
Double oaked.
Yeah, okay. Only the good shit for Booze and Review.
So yeah, I'm gonna put that shot on it because this acting, like I said, we talking about going through the whole. He went through the whole thing from the love making. Totally different.
Oh my goodness.
Totally different. To
oh my goodness.
You sitting there with a doll. You pop out the straight razor and you cut the neck.
Decapitate it real quick. He's Sub-Zero.
And she never paid attention to this, right?
He just did the Conan to the dial real quick.
Now I'm gonna bring out his co-star, which is Joan Pringle. What you know her from is soap operas. If you watch soap operas, you know her. She was on Generations. And she was in Girlfriends, and she was the mother in Girlfriends and One on One. She did a couple, like I said, sitcom. She went into the sitcom phase.
Okay.
But Glenn Turman, again, man, this is one of those roles that if you really paying attention, wow, he didn't get an award. He didn't get nothing for this.
And this
he
is
went
after
into it.
Raisin in the Sun. That's where he made his acting
yeah.
debut. A Raisin in the Sun. Everybody just don't do a Raisin in the Sun.
No.
But it
You
seemed
had
like
Michael from Good Times. He
Yeah.
was a good actor. I don't know why he didn't go further, but Glenn Turman was also, like, he also debuted in Raisin in the Sun.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think he didn't get any accolades for this. Probably
But it
because
seemed like
of the genre.
They didn't really take blaxploitation seriously. I
No.
don't think.
And quite frankly, you couldn't even put, really in my mind, the only way you could put this in blaxploitation was because of J.D. Walker's character of who he was and how he was as a
Yeah,
that's
gangster
all.
or pimp or whatever.
Yeah,
But
right.
other than that, everything else is a movie.
It's a horror movie.
Right.
It's a movie. Yeah,
If he
horror
was,
movie.
like-
Suspense, thriller.
If J.D. Walker was somehow a white, like, psychopath,
Oh boy.
then it wasn't.
Man.
Then it wouldn't have been
The acting was
blaxploitation.
stupendous. Like let's re-examine this movie.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
He was
Like
like Gary
if
Oldman.
if the spirit was white, I believe he would have got some more accolades because then it would have been a white person in it like that, and
I mean, and this
it's
is
sad, but
and this is also deep rooted in our ancestry and our community that you so many souls that are out here that did not get justice.
no.
And so now
No.
this dude is able to come back.
And get it.
Man, my man looking in the mirror, he don't see himself, he see JD.
Yeah.
And he was like, damn, touch his face. Like he really, like JD really was in him to the point where, man, I'm in this new body. I don't know what, he ain't got no cut. But
Touching
let me
the
tell
scar
you,
and stuff, yeah.
so, I don't have a scar. And so, this new woman, I got this woman with me.
Yeah.
He don't know all this, but he knows soon as he starts going to that church and see Lou Gossett, it's on and popping.
Yeah, and that's what his main revenge. JD's revenge.
Boy.
That's what his main revenge is toward.
Yeah.
Now this guy is a
Murderer!
preacher. Yeah,
Murderer!
he's a preacher now. So.
Boy, it just kept echoing in his head. He like, no, I'm not that. That's my sister.
Yeah, right.
And
Yeah, I
it
got
didn't
you.
hit me until later in the movie. Oh, that was his sister.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so then, all this other stuff unveils itself. You know what I'm saying? The brother is the one because he was trying to get at her.
Yeah.
He was trying to get at his sister.
Yeah.
And knowing that she was in love with Lou Gossett's character, I'm going to tell him that the baby ain't his. And, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now the whole plot unravels.
And then JD was kind of wild because he actually got down with his niece. When y'all, you look at it,
Boy, yeah, like,
I was like, man,
This is something twisted, but it's good, y'all. I'm telling you. I
and
ain't
think
seen
of it, does it really count because he's a spirit?
in his
Good
mind, I guess
question.
it did.
Good question.
Like,
In his mind,
I'm
he-
using
he-
a different body.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
In his mind, it didn't count.
yeah,
It was a different body, but
He didn't hesitate.
But he had a connection. He had a connection because she looked just like who? His
The
sister.
girl.
Yeah, that was the same
His
woman.
sister.
She played the
She
sister
looked
and
just like-
the daughter.
She
She was
was-
the same woman.
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
a common in
the
my
right-
book.
Yeah, younger.
Reincarnation
Yeah,
of her
and she
mama.
just played the younger version.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, that's the whole thing. Like all these things are happening in this movie, and you getting it, man. And I felt the way that they gave it to you throughout the movie was just. They gave it to you the right way. Like you
Yeah.
didn't get it all at once. That's why the flashbacks was happening the
was
way they
kinda
were.
broken up,
Yeah.
kinda chopped up. Yeah.
Man,
It wasn't-
and it seemed like, do it seem like this though? Like at that time, do it seem like men and women like kind of like took care of themselves a little bit better?
Yeah.
Like they didn't eat like how the way they ate
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like,
Food was
was-
more
yeah.
natural. It wasn't, it wasn't soy and
See?
Yeah,
all that.
just for
GMOs
like
and all that. Like there really
exactly.
wasn't a lot of
It
that going on.
wasn't that many. I'll just say it just wasn't that much consumption back then.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
It is consumption
After the
out
80s.
the world
After the
right
80s,
now.
yeah,
80s
That's
coming
why
up.
you got like 2-3-month-old chickens with no head being kept alive by machines, and they this big.
Boy.
They was just born
Turkey.
2 weeks ago. I mean 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and they this big, and you got what do you say they was pumping?
GMOs,
Yeah.
GMOs,
soybeans,
preserve. It's
yeah.
so much
Steroid.
preservative in it
Yeah.
because it
Steroids,
wasn't that many people. See, we getting into some education for y'all now. Consumption just wasn't that big back then, so
Yeah.
it was like you got more natural.
And they ain't a butcher. Like this was the actual area. This was the district. This was the butcher district where the meat came in, it got processed, and then it went out. And that was that, man. And again, that's what you're seeing right now. You see all of these things in this movie.
Yeah.
And there's nobody else talking about this movie. Let's get that straight. All these people who reviewing movies and all that stuff, they not reviewing this movie. They not. And if they are, they doing it because we did it. Let's understand that.
Say it again.
So, and they're only doing it because we did it. The three bad brothers that you know so well. You know, so this movie again, I watched. This is my like 16th time watching it. Yeah. I watched this multiple times. It's just a great story, the way it was told, the way it was put together on the movie screen, and the actors gave everything that they had, man.
Yeah, I think
man, I mean, that it's one of them things, man, where the quality of it. Like when we look at our blaxploitation movies, we see quality in them. Like I don't know why nobody else does, but we see some quality. We can point out some stuff, you know, here and there. Yeah. Oh, the boom mic dropped over there.
Goddamn microphone, furry microphone might be down there.
The stunt man was 50 pounds heavier
and
than the actual actor.
And the funny thing about that jump to now, Michael Jai White made fun of that in Black Dynamite.
That's all it was homage.
He made fun of that, and that's the whole thing. So with that being said, again, I'm giving it a full cup and a shot of double oaked Woodford Reserve. If you look at the color, that's where that oaky color comes from. But long story short, JD's Revenge is a movie that you can watch right now streaming on Tubi. It's a great movie. Some of us are get thrown off of the colors and the it's no CGI in it and all that other good stuff. You might get thrown off. But guess what? This is when you're watching real movies. And you're watching real acting. Now, I'm going to give a shout out to one of our group members. And I posted in our group. Next time you in our group, man, if you're on the group on Facebook, man, scroll. Because we got a lot of good stuff going on. But her name is Nika in her group.
Okay, what up, Nika?
She is definitely deep-rooted into the movie scene here in Michigan. Okay. She's definitely deep-rooted. Her thing was, if you have a bunch of social media and IG personalities in your movie, is it a movie? You're not getting people who are on their craft.
Good question.
Actors that are on that craft.
Good question.
And people, and I understand, and man, I'm glad she brought that up because people do that because, it's 10,000 people watching this person, it's 10,000 people watching this person. Well, put them in a movie and we get 20,000 people watching the movie and going to buy the movie.
Right.
But in actuality, you're not getting the craft.
No.
They're not really acting. They're not giving you the character. They're being them because that's what got them to 20-something thousand people that's following them. So again, and we're seeing this happen across a lot of different things. If you look at wrestling, it's happening in wrestling.
And yes,
Logan
it
Paul
is called wrestling.
Yeah, Logan
The
Paul
E has now changed to an A when you come from Michigan. It's wrestling, guys.
Your influence now can push you into different things.
Wow, yeah.
And you don't necessarily have to have the chops to be in a movie.
You just need, you need a little AI, CGI up in there.
Kai Cenat, Speed, his friend or brother, whoever he is.
Yeah.
You can get yourself, become influential and get yourself into different positions.
Right.
To better yourself. So that's what's kind of happening in a couple of different things. It's happening in movies as well. But I put that because when you watch JD's Revenge, you're getting actors. You're getting people who care about the craft, and they're doing the movie, and they showing out. That's really what it is.
It was.
Yeah. So
he really.
And these is good actors too, because you can tell the budget back then, especially for a blaxploitation movie, the budget is not that large, so these boys had to be on point. Know your line. You fuck up your lines three times, like you going into the white man's money, dog. That shit coming out your money. These guys ain't got the budget like they got these days, so You messing with real actors, yeah.
So JD's Revenge did $2.4 million.
Okay.
Now, $2.4 million. What did it actually take to make this movie?
How much?
Probably $5 million.
And they brought in 2.4?
2.4.
No, I can't.
So they took
Hell no. I can't believe it. Come on, something.
Think about it, bro. Think about it.
In 1970, what?
What are you playing? What are you playing, Glenn Thurman? He's a second year. Well, I ain't even gonna say second year.
Yeah.
He's probably done a whole bunch of stuff in between Cooley High and that. He's done Cooley High. So now coming on Cooley High, what you gotta pay him? What you gotta pay him?
What? Probably no more than like maybe 200,000.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
200,000.
Lou Gossett probably got the most because
Okay.
he was. That's Roots, goddamn.
Okay.
That's Lou Gossett.
That's
Roots.
Yeah.
He probably got paid.
So he probably
most.
got the most.
Okay, so where did the rest of the money come from? Because
I'm just saying we just set the number.
I don't know.
But we know what it made. The box office was 2.4.
And you're saying that it cost $5 million to make?
Let's look at it.
They ain't give niggas that much money back then.
Well, we spitballing the $5 million.
Okay.
We spitballing that. That's a spitball.
Okay.
We could take it lower. We could make it $2 million. It's
Okay.
still made. Well, it can't be $5 million because if it made 2.4, that means that it's $500,000 budget. Because you gotta pay Lou Gossett, right?
Yeah, you gotta pay Lou Gossett.
You paying Lou Gossett what? $200,000, right?
No, I would say you paying Glenn Thurman $200,000. You paying Lou Gossett at least $5.
So you pay him $5.
You talking
right?
Roots, though.
Yeah. So this made $2.4 million. So sorry, let me get my number down.
Yeah.
So it's in probably the hundreds of thousands.
Yeah. How much?
$2.4 million.
I'm really. I'm
gonna look it up and see if we can find.
How much did it take to make?
How much did it take to make?
I don't know. So just asking y'all right off rip, do you think this movie took a loss or do you think it made a profit?
I think it either made a small profit or broke even.
Okay, I can deal with that.
That took a loss.
You think so?
It sounded like it took a loss, and it probably gained a cult following on like just down the road.
Later on.
Yeah, because where did all the money go? Because look at the location. The
It
location
in New Orleans.
A lot of Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You are right. That's the word. That's the verbiage that I
No,
used.
you're right.
I meant like where would a lot of the money come from? Because a lot of the movie took place in the apartment.
Yeah.
And the apartment of the chick, and then the church, and then the taxi cab, and then a lot of it was like flashbacks in a meat factory. Where would
I don't know.
a lot of the money come from? Like I just don't think it
So
took
now-
that much to make. I'm thinking it made.
Now remember, you have to pay. Now this time, I'm probably sure that they probably had to pay the city. They had to probably pay the city.
Yeah.
Now he was driving in areas. Well, okay, you know the scene I'm talking about, right? Which y'all laughed too, probably.
Yeah.
When old girl was in the back of the cab and he was taking her for the ride. And when she hit her, she hit her,
bitch, get off my cab.
and she hit her head on the.
Oh my God!
She hit her head on the glass. That was funny. But anyway,
But
he did his own stunt.
Okay.
See, you didn't pay for a stunt driver.
No,
You didn't pay for a stunt driver. You didn't pay for a stunt driver, so now you're not paying for that.
Right.
So again, we're gonna look up what the budget was. But again, trifecta, red cups, and a shot, double oaked, one for reserve, and man,
I'm
that's
giving
what.
it a full cup of Beaujolais.
See, man, Beaujolais.
Just because of the 70s.
It's ripple. Yeah, it's some ripple too. But yeah, man, so there it is. Another review. JD's Revenge.
Check it out.
The three bad brothers that you know so well. Your boy T-Roy.
What up, dog?
Your man Critique.
Watch your mouth.
And your boy Mugu. Hey, we love the movies, man. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all go and watch JD's Revenge so y'all can see what we was talking about. And maybe we're